Hello, welcome to today's Powell 365 webinar. Welcome. Just before we start the webinar, can you guys just let me know in the little question box there or in the little chatter box that you can hear me okay and that you can see our screen. It should say Powell 365 for retail and with today's date and of course webinar, just to make sure everything's working okay before we go ahead and start the webinar. So just give me a yes, everything's working, you can hear me, you can see the screen, and we're all good to start the webinar. Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you again for joining today's webinar. Today we're going to be talking about Powell 365 for retail. Today's speakers, I'm here with Antoine. Antoine is the U.S. operations lead of Powell Software. He is probably one of the best people to talk to about Office 365 intranets. Antoine has spent several years working at Microsoft before joining the Powell 365 team, and today he's here handling all of our operations and giving us a little bit more of an inside view into the retail market today. My name's Karina. I'm the Powell 365 marketing manager, and I'm here to just walk you guys through today's presentation. On the agenda, the first thing we're going to look at is all the different challenges that the retail industry is currently facing today. And then we're going to show you why you should choose Powell 365 for retail to meet those challenges for your employees. Of course, that's going to include a quick Powell 365 for retail demo, and we're going to give you a short sneak peek into the Powell Manager, which is our powerful designer. And we'll conclude with a short Q&A session. So if you do have any questions, you can, of course, submit your questions through the little question box there on the GoToWebinar sidebar. However, please note that we'll be coming back to the questions at the very end of the webinar. Okay? So I'm going to hand the presentation on over to Antoine to tell us a little bit more about the retail industry.
Yes, good morning everybody. Thank you very much, Karina, and thank you to all for being with us this morning. First question, so I will go through a couple of slides, and after that I will hand over to Karina, who is going to demo the solution. First, I would like actually to address the current challenges that we have identified around the retail industry. And so we have actually identified two key challenges that you can see on this slide. The first one, it is really about generating traffic in stores. It is really something that all the retail companies have as top priority. And also it is to improve the store productivity. This means it is to improve the revenue per store. Why these two challenges? Because we see on the market two very strong trends. The first one, of course, it is the e-commerce competition that is actually making that is very, very hard, especially in North America, but also in Europe. And also what we see, it is a new wave of consumers who have consumption habits that are different from the previous ones, and that are very much oriented around customer experiences. So customer experience is absolutely key, especially for these new millennial consumers who are not going to a store only to purchase something. In this case, actually, you can do it on the web. It is as easy. But they are also, they go to stores if they can experience something different, something specific to what they are going to purchase. And that is why, so it's very important to improve the customer experience for the retail industry in order to generate traffic in stores, in order to improve the store productivity. And it goes through two main ways. The first one, it is really to execute the fundamentals in terms of logistics, merchandising, and people. And the second one, of course, it is also related to the first one, but it is to have a team that is really committed, that is really engaged, that is available for the consumer, that is available for the customers. And what we will see is that Powell 365 for retail can provide these key elements that will improve the consumer experience. So why Powell 365 for retail? So with Powell 365 for retail, our objective it is to provide a digital workplace across all the organization of a retail company, whether it is in stores, or at a regional level, or at a headquarter level. And the idea is to have a digital workplace that really matches the needs of the different employees. What does it mean to match the needs of the different employees? It really means to understand what are the different persona that we have across a retail organization, and how can we address these different personas. Let's take, for example, let's take 3 examples. So the first example could be a store manager, and the store managers, they have to be really upfront in their stores, not in the back office. They have to be available for their customers. So they are looking for a tool that is mobile and that will enable them to have access to relevant information that are completely up to date and that are, of course, at hand. They also want to be able to share their experience with their regional manager, maybe with peers, with other store managers, and also with headquarter departments. So having this possibility back and forth to receive information, but also to provide information and feedback is absolutely key. Finally, it's important to have a great look and feel, to have an experience for the store manager that is really compelling. It has to be kind of playful. The store managers need to want to use the solution, the IT solutions that you are going to provide to them. So store manager can be one persona. We can also consider another persona. This is the persona of an area field manager. So here an area field manager, they are in charge of a couple of stores, and what they want is really a tool that will enable them to follow their teams that are spread across multiple stores, and a tool also to transmit information to these different stores. They want to reduce emails. They want to have a communication process that is more fluid. Reporting is, of course, also key, reporting by store, reporting by KPIs. And also for them, it's absolutely important. It is very important to promote the culture of the company, and also to convey the different strategies that they have actually to execute at the store level. So they have to be sure that these strategies are appropriately conveyed, communicated to the different stores. A third persona that we are taking into account, this is for the corporate teams. Whether you are part of merchandising, of marketing, of HR, you want a tool that will enable you to broadcast the right information to the right person at the right time, to really foster the employee engagement. So here, really having a single repository of information and being sure that this information is going to be communicated to all the stores, to the right people, is very important. And that is what we do with Powell 365 for retail. And we do it based on a platform that is now very common across many companies, which is Office 365. Microsoft Office 365. In Microsoft Office 365, you will find a lot of great features, and what we propose is to unify all these features into a digital workplace that we will configure, or that you can configure as you want based on your needs. And you can configure this digital workplace without any coding. So the idea is really to provide this digital workplace by persona, by role, completely customizable, easy to customize, easy to configure, easy to deploy, in order to have a strong return on investment. Of course, this Powell 365 for retail digital workplace is completely mobile. It means that whether you are on a big screen, on a tablet, on a phone, you can find exactly the information you need. We have a full responsive design. We have a mobile app. So in a nutshell about Powell 365, and after that I would like to hand over to Karina for the demo. Our objective is to help you build this digital workplace for your retail stores, for all your departments and teams across your retail organization based on Office 365 and with limited time and limited implementation time and a very optimized budget. And with Powell 365, you will make the most of your Office 365 investment. You are going to boost the Office 365 usage across your employee, and you're going to improve your communication and collaboration processes. And now this is Karina who is going to demonstrate it to us through a demo.
Yes, thank you, Antoine. So this is an example of the Powell 365 for Retail homepage that we've designed specifically for this Powell 365, you could say, company. But what I just want to show you guys before we really dive into the homepage is that you can see here that it's built on top of Office 365 and SharePoint. And you can still, of course, have access to the waffle with all of the different Microsoft Office features. However, we want to really focus on your company and your end users. So we don't want to focus on Office 365. We want to focus on the Powell 365 look and feel here. So this is essentially an example of a homepage. You have all your different pages coming through, whether it's HR, group, finances. We have different communities, it's different stores, as well as different regions, because this is oriented towards a retail company. The very first thing you see is communication on our portal here. So we've got different news items coming through in a lovely slider. It's completely interactive. As you can see here, I can see how many people have viewed my article, how many people have liked, or who has commented on my article. Just next to that, we have the give us your feedback, and this is essentially a poll that you can give for your employees. So this is more of bottom-up communication here, so I can give you my opinion as an end user, as an employee, and you can send me more information as an end user through the news. If we scroll down a little bit further here, we have HR news coming through. This is very important. Everybody always wants to know the latest stuff coming through HR. This is how we keep employees up to date. This is how I know what's going on in my company as an employee. And again, completely interactive. I can like, comment, and see who's looked at the article. Next to that, we have the Welcome To feature, as well as job opportunities. So essentially, the Welcome To feature lets you introduce new employees to everyone else in the company. No matter where they're located, no matter what store they're a part of, it's really a great way to introduce everybody, to have everybody in the company really know everyone else. And then the job opportunities feature here lets you post different job offers that are coming through internally to keep the best employees within your company as you grow. If we scroll down a little bit further, this is our campaigns feature. So these are all the different campaigns coming through my store at this moment, or my company, all the different things that we're selling. These are different SharePoint pages that are coming through here. As we scroll down a little further, you can see this is our live feature. Essentially, this is the Yammer Enterprise Social Network. We've redesigned it, though, for our personal portal. So if you click on the View More button, without leaving the homepage, I have my entire feed of Yammer coming through here. It's completely interactive, so I can leave a comment, and I can see it immediately. I can also post it as a praise another employee, make an announcement. I can even add an image, whether it's from my computer or from SharePoint itself. I can tag people in my post, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, you can see right here, it appears in just a few seconds. Also, you can go even further and like, comment, reply, share, add images, and so on to posts itself, all from the homepage without ever leaving the homepage. Just next to the live section, we have the My Recent Documents, as well as Popular Documents coming through. Now, these two widgets are actually reformatting Delve. So My Recent Documents is actually all the latest documents that I personally, as an end user, have been working on. For example, let's say I was updating this report last night before I left work. As I come in this morning, I can immediately see it on my homepage, click on it, and continue working on my report without ever having to go searching for that information or looking for my project. Next to that, the popular documents, this is all the documents that my coworkers are currently working on. So say I was working on a project with with Jim, and I've seen that he's updated one of our projects, and I'd like to check out what he's changed or what he's updated or what he's added. I can do that directly from the homepage. I see that it pops up there immediately without having, again, to go looking for the information. We scroll down a little bit further here, and this is our video section. This is Office 365 videos. We've completely customized it here to have 3 different videos coming through. With the click of a button, I can watch my video. However, it's completely customizable. You can switch it up. You can have 4 videos or 2 videos. You can make them round videos. But again, without ever leaving the home page, I can watch a video. I can also email the video to someone, share it on my Yammer, or download it to my computer, all without leaving the home page. So this here is an example of a Powell 365 for Retail homepage. Please note that everything you see here is completely customizable. You can switch it up, you can change it, you can edit it. But what's very special about this layout that we've designed is that you have these 2 features here, the store features as well as the regions features. Now, these 2 areas are very, very important specifically for the retail sector. So for example, if I'm a regional manager, like Antoine introduced earlier, I can go to my regional page. Let's say I work in the EMEA zone. I can jump right on into my EMEA zone and get access to information all from just my EMEA zone. I don't have to look for anything from within a different area. I can also check out a store page immediately as well, just under the store options. So we'll check out Seattle. This is our Seattle page here. You can see here I have the address of my Seattle store. I also have the weather, which is very important for the retail sector. Just below that, the very first thing that I see is my sales board. Now, sales information is very, very important, specifically for a store manager. I want to know everything that's going on in my store today. So you have today's sales, you have today's top sales, today's average sales, and so on and so forth. This is all we assume to be the most important information. All of this is coming in through Power BI, actually. So, for example, say I'd like to know more information about today's sales. This little plus button here, I can click on it and jump right on into today's sales within Power BI, get more information, go a little bit deeper into all the things coming through Power BI if need be. Just next to that, we have our At Work feature. The At Work feature is really great because this is all the different people that I work with who are currently in the office. By hovering over an image of one of my coworkers, I get their identity card. So I can send them a message on Skype, I can send them an email, I can get their phone number to call them, I can even check out the latest documents that they've been working on, all from their identity card. I can also send them a ping on Skype just with the click of a button. I don't actually have to open up Skype. It pops up immediately for me. And I can also check out their agenda. So for example, say I want to talk to Fred, but I know he's not in the office until 3 o'clock now because it's up here on his planning. Just makes your job a little bit easier, giving you better communication, and you can really know where all of your coworkers are to help you get through your daily tasks. The next part of our store page here is my activities. Now, as a store employee, my personal end user experience, I need to have certain things at my fingertips immediately. If I'm working on the store floor, what we've done here is we've added the 3 most important things, to have access to. So that would be my next tasks, my last emails, and of course my Yammer social network. So within the next task, I have access to my agenda. I can see everything that's going on in the store. I can also create a new event and let everyone else know what's going on in the store. With a click of a button, Outlook actually opens up for me, and I can add the information right there. Very simple, very quick, very easily, and I don't have to, go away from the intranet itself. I don't have to open up another program. Everything is right here. Same thing with an email. So these are all my emails coming through, but let's say I want to write a new email. The click of a button, Outlook opens up for me. I have the mailbox there. I can type in my email. I can, realign it, change the font, add an image, so on and so forth, just like normal Outlook, except everything is coming through from my portal itself. And of course, you have the Yammer network. Now, this is a Yammer feed that is specifically only for the Seattle store. So this is an internal feed specifically for the Seattle store. Keeps things a little bit more private and helps just store employees to communicate with each other a little bit easier. We scroll down a little bit further. And here you have the training section. In the training section, these are all different SharePoint pages coming through that are devoted to certain things to keep my employees up to date with the most relevant information that they need to know to help customers, to know the latest products that we're selling, and the best information to give to customers, so on and so forth. We scroll down a little bit further here, and of course we have kept company news here because communication is of course key. You have all the latest news coming through here that I can check out with a click of a button. You also have some really cool features like Twitter as well as Facebook that you can add and give your employees direct access to with a feed that constantly is updated. Scroll down a little bit further, and we do of course keep the welcome to and the job offers features here. But again, this is completely customizable. So if I decide that I don't really want my employees having access to Facebook or Twitter from my store page, I can change that. If I'd rather have next tasks be before emails, I can change that. Everything is completely customizable. You can really align it to your company, to your business, to your brand, and to your employees' needs specifically. So
maybe you can also show the regional level.
Sure.
As well.
Yeah, so this would be an example of regions. So here we are in the EMEA regions. First thing you have is all the news for this specific region that comes through. Next to that, you have key features. So this is pretty cool. You can check out this year's sales from just this zone. Or, of course, you could click the See More button, jump in and get more information from Power BI. Below that, you have the stores. So this is all the stores that are within my EMEA zone. So you have Paris, Bridgewater, and so on. We scroll down a little bit.
It may not be completely consistent, but
yeah, I realize Bridgewater might not be. But again, so I could access my store from here. If I'm a regional manager and I want to check out the Paris store specifically, I can access it from my regional page. Below that, documents, this is actually a document library that comes through from SharePoint. So you can put all the most important information here for this region, and I can access it anytime from my regional page. Again, we have the live feature here. Now this is a specific live feed, so only for the EMEA zone. So if I have access to EMEA zone, if I'm a part of the EMEA zone, I will be able to see that because of the rights that are granted to me. And again, that is completely customizable as well. That depends on your company, who you want to give rights to, how you would like your Yammer to work. And of course, at the very bottom, we have campaigns again, because you have to stay in touch with what's going on in the EMEA zone, what are you promoting, what are you selling, and so on and so forth. I've been constantly telling you guys that it's completely customizable, and our tool, Powell 365, is completely customizable thanks to our designer. So I'm going to just show you guys a little sneak peek into our designer. We're not going to go very deep into it, but I'm just going to show you the overall look and feel and how we go about it. So here we have Powell Manager. This is essentially what our homepage looks like. From Powell Manager, you can completely customize every part of your portal, from the SharePoint templates, the layouts, the lists, the navigation, how your header looks, the different themes, how you want to go about coding it, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out a site template really quickly. So Powell 365 offers you several different templates that you can go through, that you can decide you'd want to use, that you can go forward and work with. However, you don't have to use the templates either. You can also build your portals from scratch. But what's so great about portals is that you don't have to. With Powell 365, you can select a template. So for example, this is our retail template. I'm going to say US webinar, so we know it's ours. And I'm going to clone my template for my own personal use. Once I've cloned my template, I now have access to it. So I can check out how my page will look. So as of right now, this is what my page looks like. This is the template that's provided to me. But say I'd like to switch it up and make it a little bit more aligned to my company personally. What we've provided here is the news feature. But say I don't really want the news feature at the top of my page in this section. I can remove it with a click of a button. And I can add any other feature that I'd like. So let's say I'd like to prefer having a Office 365 feature. So we can go ahead and add the Outlook email right here at the top of the section. I can decide how I'd like it to look, all the different things that come through on this feature. And there you have it. I now have my emails right at the top of my page. This is a very simple tool because you're drag and dropping and very simply clicking and changing things. It's not complicated at all. It's very simple. Our idea is to make it so easy that you can deploy it in less than 1 month thanks to our tool. But what I'm going to do now is actually let Antoine tell you a little bit more about Powell
Yes,
Manager.
so simply so to summarize, yes, so Powell Manager, this is a WYSIWYG design tool that enable a consultant or someone who knows a little bit SharePoint to configure an intranet portal on Office 365. So you can build your specific site templates either from scratch or reusing all the lists of all the set of templates that we deliver with Powell Manager. So you can also create your own custom component, and after that, so you're going to automate the deployment of the site templates and also the updates within the different site collections in Office 365. So this is today the most powerful tool in order to build intranet portal, to design intranet portal on Office 365. So we have launched Powell 365 on the market 18 months ago, but actually for our partners we launched it exactly one year ago, 12 months ago. And over the past 12 months we have sold more than 300,000 users to around 80 clients across the world. So what we propose as next steps now that we are at the end of this webinar, so what we propose, it is we remain available anytime for further demos, for deep dive functional and technical demos. And we are also available to set up a proof of concept in order to validate that the solution is adapted to your needs and to the scope of your project. Our objective it is really through this proof of concept to demonstrate quickly the return on investment. And our objective with Powell 365 it is really to simplify the how and to ensure to guarantee a quick deployment of an intranet portal across your organization. Damina, is there any question? We need now to wrap up this webinar.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming and listening in to our webinar today. If you'd like to know a little bit more information, our website here is powell-365.com. You can also check out our Twitter. That's our handle, at Powell365News. If you'd like, of course, to have a little bit more information, maybe have a private demo, you can, of course, contact Antoine or me. That is our email addresses right there for you guys to reach out if you like. At this moment, we have a few minutes left. I'd like to open the floor to a few questions. If you have any questions, there is the little question box there on the GoToWebinar panel. You can type in your question, send it through to us, and then we can give you some more information about that right here, right now, as we have a few minutes left. So Antoine, can you just talk about the difference between the pricing of the retail version and the pricing of the basic product? Are they the same for the two versions?
So yes, it is the same pricing. So we have pricing per user per month. That is around $1 per user per month. And this pricing includes all updates and all evolutions. So it means that when we deliver new features, and we are delivering new features almost every month, these features are part of the licensing fees and are available for all our customers. And of course, so with as part of these licensing fees, you have a full support on the standard features of Powell 365.
And then there's one question. What if I don't use one of the components that you presented, such as Yammer or Power BI?
Yeah, so it's up to you. You can use the features that you want. You can actually progressively integrate new features in your portal depending on the needs of the end users. So I think that all our projects start with a phase of design where we want to better understand your needs, and then we are going to answer to these needs through Powell 6.5. So very quickly, we will demo Powell 6.5 to validate that it can answer your needs. And definitely, so these needs can be covered by few or many features based on what you want to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your questions, and thank you again for participating in our webinar today. Keep an eye out for our webinar next month.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.